I really wanted to make this video now, but I have exams. I'm worried I'll lose interest in making these videos after I'm done with my calls of duty. So I've decided to record the intro before I lose interest in making it. I'll edit the whole video into something better, but I just want to make it quickly before I lose interest. I have 3 ideas for Blackbeard, or 3 aspects of Blackbeard that I think Oda is cooking more and more of until the final saga where everything will culminate, hopefully. So, the first question that I have really is, what is Blackbeard? As in, why is he able to eat 2 devil fruits? What makes his body composition such a way that he is able to eat 2 fruits? Why does the Blackbeard flag have 3 heads? So that will be the first section. And the second section will be about what is Oda planning for Blackbeard in the sense of his goals and ambitions and all of that. And the third section is how it relates to Elbaf, the question about the devil fruit and his body structure. What makes his body structure able to take in many devil fruits? So the first thing is that Blackbeard's flag has 3 heads. Blackbeard has a Logia and a Paramithia. So the question really is, okay, he has a Logia and a Paramithia, the Logia darkness fruit and the Paramithia quake fruit. Is his 3rd head going to be a Zoan fruit? So we know that you can attain a devil fruit power by eating their body. We know this because Big Mom ate Mother Caramel and she got her devil fruit. This means the body itself acts as a vessel similar to any other random fruit that acts as a vessel for the devil fruit power. The devil fruit contains within it the dreams and ambitions of someone else. It acts as a vessel, and when a person eats a devil fruit, that spirit passes on to the body and gets contained within that body as like a new devil fruit or a new vessel. So we know that Blackbeard, unlike Big Mom, didn't eat Whitebeard fully to get his tremor powers. So that must mean he has eaten some kind of body part. And we know it can't be the hand or the head because the body of Whitebeard was virtually unchanged apparently after Blackbeard steals the devil fruit from him, which could mean that the change was internal. And I suspect the body part that Blackbeard ate was a heart. The heart resembles the shape of a fruit. The forbidden fruit from the Bible is depicted red in color, like the apple. Black devil fruits are clearly inspired from this biblical tale. I think Blackbeard ate Whitebeard's heart. Blackbeard's body is irregular. This is what Marco said, meaning this is a quality he has before eating the darkness fruit. Darkness is not what made him get the tremor fruit. So what I think happened is that he has 3 hearts, and each heart acts as a fruit which contains the devil spirit. That's why he can have multiple devil fruits, because a person usually has 1 heart. The devil spirit goes into the heart, and so if you have 2 spirits in 1 heart, it just explodes, right? And you die. But Blackbeard has 2 hearts, or 3, so he can contain multiple devil fruits. I think there is further evidence for this as we move on. Blackbeard will probably realize that Luffy has Joy Boy's fruit, So I think he will be motivated into taking it. He is aiming to find the One Piece, Joy Boy's treasure after all. Blackbeard will steal and eat Luffy's heart and become darkness and light himself. He might just take a bite, as you only need to take a bite of a devil fruit once to get its power, and the rest can be discarded, which could mean that Luffy could fight again, even if his heart is bitten off. But the real question is, can Blackbeard's third heart handle the drums of liberation? Is he worthy? As the Zoan fruit has a mind of its own, it might turn on him. This could address a lot of the complaints of Gear 5, how it's too convenient for Luffy to be Joy Boy by just a possession of a devil fruit. If Luffy can beat Blackbeard with 3 devil fruits, including the so-called prophesized Nika fruit, it would make him truly the embodiment of willpower, showing that for the best, Haki triumphs all. For some reason, I have a hunch that an even stronger Roger, which is going to be end of series Luffy, can beat a Blackbeard with Darkness, Nika, and Tremor. I also think the Drums of Liberation further leads to the fact that devil fruit powers are stored within the heart, because Luffy's heart beats as his devil fruit awakens. That's where its power is emanating from. The devil fruit is literally the heart. Now, to go further, what is Oda cooking? Part 2. So, here are some panels from Drum Island, an arc which I think is made with the mind of Blackbeard himself. Because we see that when Drum Island ends, Ace visits Drum Island to find Luffy. So Oda already has a plan of who Ace is, even back then, even during Drum Island. And Oda must have thought, okay, so this guy Ace, right? Okay, he's from the Whitebeard Pirates, and he's looking for someone, not just Luffy, it's Blackbeard, okay? So he was already thinking about Blackbeard way before Blackbeard was introduced. And even in Alabasta, we see Ace mentioning Blackbeard. So, I think during the Drum Island arc itself, Oda was already thinking about Blackbeard. And he was already thinking about it. There were panels to prove this, right? Vivi says, what's going on here? This country was defeated, but the king's not only alive, he's turned pirate. The pirate pot is cover. Wapol is scouring the seas in search of this island. Then those men on the ships were soldiers that were pirates defeated and drove off the island. Okay, so when the pirates arrived, Wapol's army didn't even attempt to fight. And then they have a discussion on the arrival of these pirates that attacked Drum Island, which is Blackbeard. When Vivi and this guy talks about everything, the next scene is with Luffy and Sanji just having a talk, a banter of some sorts. So Luffy mentions to Luffy the wind is getting colder, it's getting colder and the wind is picking up. And he says, like, why are you wearing socks? Why are you wearing socks? And he's like, it's my policy. And Luffy mentions to Sanji, by the way, did you know the people who live in snow islands, snow countries, don't sleep? And Sanji says, why not? And Luffy says, well, if they fall asleep, they'll die. Okay? And Sanji says, that's ridiculous. Everybody has to sleep. Luffy says, it's true, I heard it a long time ago from someone. Sanji asks if Usopp told them, right? So Oda is already thinking about, like, okay. Like, he wouldn't just say, okay, did Usopp tell you that? He's clearly insinuating that it's something else. And Luffy says, nope, I heard it in a village tavern. Okay? And I think this is very interesting because the only village tavern that Luffy probably knows about, and we see him as a kid, is the village tavern in Fusha village. I guess the windmill village. And who was the person that was always in that tavern? Yes, it was Shanks. Shanks told Luffy about this fact about people in snow countries not sleeping. He says it so seriously too, meaning it's something that he took to heart, but he doesn't really understand, like, people in snow countries can obviously sleep. So what's Shanks even talking about? And we know that Shanks knows that Blackbeard can't sleep because later on in chapter, I don't know, God knows when, and during the Wano arc, we get in the flashback, we see Buggy mention to Shanks that he has never slept in his life. Blackbeard has never slept in his life. And Shanks replies, okay, it's been twice as fun. And Buggy says, no, you don't get it. He's a monster. Blackbeard is a monster because he's never slept in his life. So Shanks knew this back then when he was a kid. Then he somehow realized that people from snow countries, that means Blackbeard is from a snow country, and he realized that people from snow countries don't sleep. And then he told that to Luffy, and Luffy tells that to Sanji immediately after the conversation BB was having about Blackbeard. This is clearly not a coincidence, okay? And to go even further, what does Shanks know? What does Shanks know? Okay? And to go even further, this wasn't just like some kind of thing that the Oda just put in the end, right? About Blackbeard not being able to sleep. During the Fishman Island arc, we see this drawn picture of Blackbeard as a kid crying as the moon is still out. Maybe he's crying about not being able to sleep. So, because if he sleeps, he dies. I think it's very interesting. Like, what does this mean? Is Shanks trying to tell Luffy about his greatest enemy? Is he trying to tell Luffy, okay, there's this guy, he's like pretty dangerous. He's the guy who gave me those 3 scars. We don't know how that fight even went, but I think like, you know, does Shanks know in the future that Luffy and Blackbeard are going to be the greatest like side by side pirates of the Will of D? Okay. And I think this is very interesting because the ultimate dreamer in One Piece, like the quote about dreams, about people's dreams never dying, that is said by Blackbeard, and yet you can't dream if you don't go to sleep. What, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is the very essence of Blackbeard having big dreams and all of that. He can't sleep. He literally can't dream. Is his dream to be able to dream one day? Like, because he literally can't dream? Is that what his dream is? Is his dream going to be fulfilled once Luffy kills him or something? Right? Because he gets eternal rest? I'm not sure, but I'm sure there is a lot of drama that can come from it. Because he never had a literal dream. He does not sleep. You people say that a man's dreams will never end, but isn't it sad the man who says this has never actually experienced a dream and will continue to not have one? When Blackbeard says that, you know, Sky Island exists or the One Piece is real, as is the theme of Jaya, the quote for Blackbeard is kind of, for himself, it's seen as delusional. But at the same time, in One Piece, picking fights with these fantasies and delusion is the hallmark of becoming great. Part 3. Blackbeard and Elbaf. I think it is extremely interesting that when we get to the Elbaf arc, we first go and see Loki all imprisoned in a very snowy area. Maybe this has nothing to do with anything. We know that there are 3 places the Straw Hats went to, which are snowy, which is 1, Drum Island, 2, Punk Hazard, and 3, like this place in Elbath. And I wonder, like, is this have any significance to the overarching plot? Because Loki says that he has the sun fruit, or he thinks that he is Nika himself. I don't know what devil fruit he has, but he probably has the devil fruit of light or whatever. I think it would be interesting if Blackbeard is connected to this place in somehow. But I don't know what it is actually. I'm not too sure. I don't know. I'm not intelligent enough to understand. But I feel like these patterns seem to just come up over and over again, right? Like why is the people of D coming over and over again? Like there's a moon, okay? And we're like getting to a point where it's pretty clear that D means the half moon, as we saw from that painting, that cave drawing thing in Elbath. Like the people of the half moon is clearly referring to the people of the D tribe, and I think it's very interesting that he's depicted with the moon here. I'm not sure what all of this means. I think the first 2 parts are just very clear. Like, okay, Oda was clearly like thinking about this, thinking about that. But I'm not too sure how all these things connect. But I think this video is mostly just about highlighting things you should be looking out for in the future. Okay, guys, that's all, folks.